I know this has been mentioned by many people many times, but it is honestly very alarming when this one person is single-handedly preventing the procurement of bendy buses, also known as articulated buses. So what are his claims? This one is not new. And honestly, to mitigate this, just build bigger bus depots or bigger bus interchanges and terminals, ITH. You don't necessarily have to make everything mixed use. You can just have an open air bus interchange, just like you know the current open air ones. And fun fact, Tuas, Punggol Coast, Buangkok, Bidadari, all of the interchanges that have been planned in the past, in the 2000s era, they all have bendy bus provisions. It is just cause when you finalize a blueprint, you cannot really change it last minute. Otherwise, it would just, you know, it would just compromise the structural integrity of the building if you were to change things last minute. So there are still bendy bus provisions. It's not too late yet. And thankfully, the option is still there for the new interchanges, whether you actually need them or not, in set interchanges or not. Now for bus stops, okay, I do understand that some bus stops, they really cannot be expanded for whatever reason, but honestly, just build bigger bus stops in that case. I'm not expecting them to change every single bus stop or what, but for the bus stops that really need bendy buses, you just do something about it. But honestly, the worrying thing is that even though there are staircase accidents recorded, I'm not sure if it's monthly or yearly, they tally up across all public transport operators and stuff, but the fact that the LTA employees, it's not their fault. They are being told to ignore said statistics, especially when the country has an aging population, is very, very worrying. And this is coming from a person who is completely out of touch with reality, probably doesn't even take his own buses to work and stuff. And to add on to this point, there is this one big logic hole. And what I mean by that is that, let's say you have a double-decker bus on, let's say, a short distance bus service. I'm just gonna use 291 as an example. I know 291 doesn't have bendy buses, but I'm just saying. So you have lots of passengers. They are only taking the bus for a few stops, less than 5 stops. They literally have no reason to go to the upper deck. Okay, maybe SBS Transit 121 as well. So they clog the lower deck. And I don't blame them, because if you're traveling for less than 5 stops, there is simply no reason to go up. It's not because of morally or ethically or anything. There is simply no reason, and it's inefficient to go up. So the thing is, most double-decker buses have just one staircase and 2 doors. So this Muppet is claiming that, oh, if you add a door here, if you add another staircase here, it will promote people to go up to the upper deck even for less than 5 stops. Which is what? The logic doesn't even make sense. The reason people go up is because the journey is long enough that it warrants them or incentivizes them to go up. They are not going up because, oh my gosh, there are so many passengers blocking the entrance and exit. If we add more doors and staircases, they will be more encouraged or incentivized to go up. That's not even how it works. The fact that he can just outright claim this in response to the LTA employees that have been reminding him again and again and again and again and again just shows that he doesn't care about commuters at all. He's just living in his own world of like, three door two staircase double deckers are the best. I don't care what you say. That kind of thing. Okay, but on a serious note though, you adding one door, it doesn't really even make a difference. It at most just makes people slightly more incentivized to move to the back if they even notice that the door is there in the first place. And the thing about the staircases, even if you have a bus that has like 10 staircases and 20 doors and no seats, if it's for a 1 to 5 stop journey, nobody in the right mind is going up. And this is what is not sinking into the brains of the higher ups right now. I repeat again, the whole logic is that it doesn't matter like how crowded the lower deck is. The reason why they crowd on the lower deck in the first place is because they're taking for less than 5 stops. Even if you add 10 staircases to the double-decker bus, it's not going to make a difference. They're going to stay at the bottom floor anyway. Nobody is going to move up simply because you added more staircases. I know I'm repeating this again and again and again, but apparently it shows that like the higher ups don't even have a brain. Because passengers being blocked or blocking is one thing. That has got absolutely nothing to do with the fact that the passengers who are blocking or the passengers being blocked. It doesn't change the fact whether they would like be incentivized or willing to move up and down or not. And you gotta think of people who are like not as physically able or like elderly or people who have like genuine leg problems or stuff. They cannot climb up to the upper deck. And even the public transport operators themselves have been reminding like all these older folks, please stay on the lower deck, don't injure yourself, that kind of thing. And this is kind of how all these double decker staircase related accidents even happen in the first place, simply because some muppet decided that it was a good idea to put double decker buses on feeder services that can be run with bendy buses. And don't get me started on like the electric double-decker buses. The seating configuration on the lower deck is terrible. There are not enough seats, and you're just gonna make the problem worse. It's like you adding one door, one staircase, the stairwell area, it takes up space, and your capacity decreases. The thing is like, if those guys, they're like promoting hub spoke, but then it's like on the bus routes that are feeders, the bus routes that they claim to love, which are the ones that are doing the hub spoke job, they don't even have enough capacity to do said hub spoke job because you keep adding doors and adding staircases for no reason. I mean, to be honest, the only bus service that is like good for 3-door double deckers is probably like 88 or 974, where most people take longer journeys. Most people take the bus for like more than 10 stops or 20 stops on average. I'm just saying. And if you're talking about like 3-door single-decker buses, those are useful for like NTU, NUS, internal shuttle buses, ISB they call it. But the thing is, outside of these like specific routes or applications, there really isn't any case for like 3-door buses. But Singapore is like currently a joke to the entire world right now, like the bus industry. Everybody knows the kind of nonsense that this guy is asking for. Oh, every single bus must be 3 doors, every single double decker must have 2 staircases, 3 doors, and then it's like all the doors must be like a double leaf, it cannot be a single leaf and stuff like that. Nobody wants to do business with you, man. And let's not forget how the exact same person, he tested the Volvo BZL halfway through the trial and he decided that he didn't want it anymore, and Volvo was pretty pissed off about it. And the Scania, oh, because it's 2 doors, I don't want it. You just threw away a perfectly good and functioning bus like a Scania, like the Scania Omni Link, no, not Omni Link, Omni City single decker bus fully functioning, and it's like of decent quality, yet you just threw it away like this. It's very wasteful. I know it's a demonstrator bus, but it's like even your production batch of buses right now, like BYD B12, whatever the bus model is called, BC12A04 or whatever. Yeah, basically, that stupid bus has digital mirrors, and they let the bus run without physical mirrors, which is dangerous. If your digital mirrors lag or malfunction, you're gone. And you put the wheelchair ramp button outside the bus and not inside the bus. Uh, I, yeah, it's like, and then there's like Lions City, New Lion City, 12, 18. They don't want it as well. And then you know the Yutong, no, Yutong E12, be it single or double decker, it's like two doors, one staircase, or just two door single decker bus. They're perfectly fine. But no, they got tossed out. And then what do they come up with? Buses with questionable build and quality, and with the worst seating configuration, be it upper or lower deck, you guys can possibly imagine. Not enough seats. People are like forced to stand. This is why, if nothing is done, you can say goodbye to Singapore's bus industry as a whole. I didn't realize I didn't capture the 291 and 121. But honestly, I still think the biggest insult is the logic hole that like, oh, if there are more staircases and doors, people will be incentivized to move up. No, they won't. Your employees have been telling you the same thing, but you just disregard them and you make fun of them when they bring up bendy buses as a solution. Nobody's asking for like 300 or 400 bendy buses. We're just asking for like 100 to 150 of them for the bus services that actually need them, like 184, 858, 859, 962, or the feeder bus services. That's all. Like, it's not, and we're confining them to residential services and the airport. We're not asking them to be run into the CBD. Like, come on. And the blatant ignoring of the double-decker bus staircase accidents is just criminal. And the thing is that the response was that, oh, you're not supposed to climb up and down the stairs when the bus is moving. So what? You're gonna add like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes extra runtime just because you use a double-decker bus on a feeder service? Like, just because you need to wait for the people to go up and down? That's stupid! Because, no matter what, a bendy bus would still have the best like PAX exchange, like PAX flow within the bus. Everybody alights quickly, people can board and find their seat or find a place to stand much quicker. And you can decrease the amount of like staircase related incidents because all the buses are like 100% fully low floor anyway. Just find a way to like make it so that the bendy bus can accommodate 2 passengers in wheelchair. Yeah, that's all. I'm disappointed.